is Felix Payne, and I was one of the first training instructors of the Ghana National Service, which began in 1974. I was selected by the government of Ghana to be a part of the training instructors who were trained by the Ghana Defense Force to prepare us so that we would be able to train the pioneers of the Ghana National Service. Pioneer Corps started in Kimbia, the first center of National Service. And there we provided skills training for pioneers for the duration of 1 year, after which they would have graduated equipped with a new attitude, new skills, and a new purpose in life. The government's role was to ensure that we had personnel who were capable, willing, dedicated, able to make a vital contribution to the development of a nation. My role as a staff member of the Ghana National Service was to take part in a revolution, not one that comprised a clash of arms, but a revolution of economics, a revolution of culture, a revolution of social values. So my task was one where I had to train pioneers both in military skills and educational skills on Kimby Training Center. I was part primarily of the educational team. So my emphasis on the center was to teach pioneers remedial math and English and instill a sense of purpose through the role of national policy. Kimbia was a very vibrant center, the first center. And on Kimbia, as a member of the educational staff, I had a lot of problems with the administration because when I was looking for my pioneers in the classrooms, lots of times they were in the agricultural fields, planting and reaping. And that compromised the skills training that we were supposed to be giving them. And I opposed it vehemently to the point whereby I rebelled and wrote a letter to the President, Lyndon Ford Sampson Bonner. But at the end, we were able to have a compromise in which training was done alongside production, and at the end of the training, they were still able to get necessary educational input that was necessary for their development within the system that we established. English, math was very important because we had a lot of pioneers who dropped out of school, and we were able to bring them into the fold, remold them, retooled them, giving them the skills that were necessary for them to be able to make a valuable impression within the economic system of the country. Kimby also, we trained, and I trained pioneers in military skills. We taught pioneers to march, we taught them drills, we taught them section battle drills, and basic skills training, because at the same time we had to teach them the skills that were necessary to defend ourselves should we be invaded by our neighbor Venezuela. So at the end of the pioneers training, after 1 year, he or she had all the requirements necessary for nation building. They had a new psyche in terms of their purpose in life. They had a new psyche in terms of their role in the society and the discipline that was necessary and required for them to develop as efficient workers in the society. Kimbia was successful. We were able to produce and be self-sufficient in agricultural products. Black eye peanuts, pineapple were planted by pioneers, and we were able to have excess commodities not only for the center but to sell on the market. We also were self-sufficient in poultry, eggs and pork, chickens. We had lots of poultry meat for the center to sustain itself in that aspects of food supply. We also make contact with Ibini. I remember going out to Ibini, to the Ibini school, where I taught and prepare the kids for their College of Preceptors, CP. And National South was able to extend itself to the communities around the Bobbies River. When I left Kimbia, I went out to Chumachumari. And Chumachumari was a fertile ground for pioneers who were doing skills training. They had a tailor shop, they had a plumbing shop, we had other areas of training, technical training that was necessary for development. I had a program that was called the MIND program, where we had a sophisticated technological program that we bought from the United States of America. And in that program, we were able to use audiovisual equipment and teach pioneers how to do basic math and English. The program was a very successful program because you were able to see the work you were doing, you were able to hear yourself, tape yourself on tape recorders, and pioneers were able to progress at a more advanced and faster pace than someone who's not using that program. So the MIND program using audiovisual equipment was a successful program, and most pioneers who completed that program was able to go on to college. I've had a guy who went to Pace University having passed through the MIND program. Then I left Chumachumari, went to Conarook. Conarook was a very young center. There I taught, again, in the education department and also in the military division, teaching military skills as well as educational skills. So I had a full life and a full program in national service, working in 3 centers and trying to elevate the life and levels of pioneers so that they could have made a better contribution to the society in which they live. National service is such a unique organization that I don't think anybody who have not been part of it, experienced it, could really describe it. They can imagine it, but the description would be almost impossible. Um, of course, National Service had a lot of detractors, but that was political. Being in National Service has brought me to the person I am today. It's given me the strength, the military skills. It's given me a sense of belonging, a sense of self, a sense of value that I can achieve and do anything that I want to do. As a matter of fact, even when I left the military, I went on to civilian life, and still, because of the values that I've been inculcated over the years in the military, I still use those skills in civilian life. And I don't think that anybody could understand the importance of serving your country and making the sacrifices that most staff members like myself have made. I want to implore that in 2016, a national service is ready to give birth again. And we should try our best to ensure that we mobilize our youth, most of whom are on the streets, most of whom who are lacking skills. Let us mold those persons and bring them to the fore and have a pioneer corps once again, so that we will be able to have a workforce that is competent, able, and ready to take our country into 2016 and beyond. Thank you.